Hi everybody, welcome back. This is the final video in Module 6 where we will overview the last assignment, which is assessing your resources for your final project. Okay, so once you have completed your final project, the last thing that you need to do is go back to your project and review it one more time. And the purpose is to determine if there were any gaps or needs or possibly any oversaturation of a particular book that you gathered in relation to the critical issue that you discussed. So you're going to reflect on the areas that your issue also did not cover or covered minimally. So this would be, you identified 4 subtopics within your final project. Were you able to get information on all 4 of those projects, or excuse me, all 4 of those topics? Was there an oversaturation of one particular subject or subtopic and less on another? And just kind of identifying where maybe those gaps could be filled. So you will use a template to complete this assignment. And you will, of course, make a copy of this and submit it to Canvas. So think back to the intent of your project, the issue that you chose and why you chose it, along with the subtopics that you wanted to address, the types of literature that you wanted to include, and the grade and age ranges that you were planning for. Now reflect on your project and determine, were there any gaps? Were there any things that were needed to be filled in? Or was there a particular oversaturation of a certain type of book or a certain topic or a certain subtopic? And think about, were there any areas that were not covered or only covered minimally that you were disappointed about? So as you respond, just consider, what aspects of your project do you think was the strongest and why? Consider all of the subtopics, the grade and the age, and the types of books that you included. This should be a well thought out paragraph. Next, considering the books that you included in your project, what gaps or needs can you see in relation to the subtopics that you chose? Were there any gaps in the age or grade level? Do you think that you should have chosen a different grade level? Would have that been helpful? Or were there types of books that you wanted to include, but they're just certainly just were not represented? This should be a paragraph that explores how it pertains to you. And then finally, if you were to do this project over again, explain one thing that you would do different and why. Would you choose a different grade level? Would you choose a different topic? Just do an explanation of, if you were to have to do it again and go through the whole thing, what would you do differently? Sometimes we might want to say, oh no, it's great, I wouldn't do anything different, but consider it's just one thing that you might change, or if it's a whole lot of things, explain all of it. I really want to know your feedback here. Once you have completed this assessing your resources, you will submit it to Canvas on the last day of the, it's really the last assignment that is due. Okay, so that is it. That pretty much covers all of the assignments. You have officially completed everything. The one thing I didn't do when I overviewed the final project was go over the rubric. So do make sure that you take a look at the final project rubric here. You can see this assignment is worth 100 points, and within the assignment it breaks down that you chose the critical issue, the resources that you were supposed to find and review and reference in APA format, as well as a summary, the scope of your project, and then all 10 of your books. Did you include all 10 books? All 10 are represented in this rubric. It has all of the important information. It has partial information, or it was minimal on the information, or no information was included. You can see it's broken down. All 10 books are represented within the rubric. And then at the bottom, there is that peer response. So did you respond to your peers in a meaningful way about their topic? Yes or no. You were to respond to 2 peers. You are assigned those peers within the submission. So once you have responded, you will you will receive the points. If you do not respond or choose not to, then those points will be missed on the rubric. And then just the overall presentation. There's a balance between text and images because within your bibliography there should be images of the books. You can also include visually appealing images throughout the assignment if you choose. And that is the assignment. So please make sure that you are fully comfortable with the rubric. And if you also check out the rubric for Hugo Cabret. Your author analysis is included. You included a current interview and relevant link to the interview. In your author analysis, you included the site as well as to the 2 professional reviews. You responded to each of the 3 questions in a relevant and thorough manner. If you can do all of those things, you will receive the full 25 points. And then finally, if we just take a look at the author study, the biographical information, the 5 facts about the author are included. A link to the website and 3 features about the author's website are included. There is a link to 2 additional sources, which are interviews or articles or videos. The links are present, as well as 3 things that you learned from the sources about your author. You have an overview of the types of books and the audience that the author usually writes for. And then a synopsis of all 5 books that you reviewed that include an image for each of the books, a title of each book, synopsis, grade, age level that it's geared toward, and the format and genre of the book. Okay, everybody, this was just a brief overview, of everything that's due for Module 6. If you have any questions about anything or would like some further in-depth discussion, please feel free to email me through Canvas and we can walk through. It has been an absolute pleasure being a part of your children's literature journey, and I hope you've enjoyed these screencast-o-matics as I have. I hope you found them helpful. I wish you all the very, very best, and please contact me if you need anything. I am here. Have a great end of your semester, everyone.